TV. I'm about to get ready to do a very deep breakdown concerning this whole Atlanta situation that's going on. I really want to elaborate on it further because there's been a lot of stuff going on concerning Texas and Atlanta. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually play a clip from an injury that just happened with LeBron James yesterday, and I'm going to chime on in.
One of the key components to the Lakers winning a title, LeBron.
Now, what's so deep about this whole situation, y'all, is the guy who injured him name is Solomon Hill. You know what I'm saying? And it is so deep about that is because Solomon Hill, I'm gonna show you him just for those who don't know him. Solomon Hill was drafted in 2013, and he's from Illinois. And I'm about to tap deep into this because what's really amazing about him, everybody, I know about him, you know what I mean, from just knowing about, him being drafted and everything. He's played with Indiana. But I'm gonna delve deep into this because he was drafted 2013. Now, as you see, LeBron James has an ankle injury, and I'm basically shine a light on what all of this stands for and what it's truly about. But if you remember back in 2013, which is the same year that Solomon Hill got drafted, he had the same injury in Atlanta. You feel what I'm saying? I'm about to delve deep into this. LeBron is on the Lakers, Kobe's on the Lakers, and they both get the same injury 8 years apart. I'm about to shine light on this. Literally 3 days apart, too, because it happened March, I think 17th or 18th, 2013. LeBron just got injured March 20th, 2021. But I'm going to play the clip and chime on in because it's crazy, y'all. Pay attention to this. Hold on. Go back a little bit. Look at that right there. Same injury, high ankle sprain, right? And this is like 2012, 2013 season. And remember how I was already talking about on my We Are Lost in Time video is 2012, 2021 when you swap the numbers. You know what I mean? And notice how LeBron gets the same injury, high ankle sprain. And I'm going to take it back a little bit again, too, because you know how I said the whole aspect of the Lakers represent nothing but the lakes, in Revelation 13, which the beast emerged out of. But I'm going to delve back into Solomon Hill in a second. But I want y'all to notice something right quick. Stephen Curry just got the same injury in Houston. He got the injury like 3 days before LeBron on March 17th. I'm going to play the clip and chime on in.
Tonight.
Notice
for
that.
the Warriors, that is for the
And notice how they all get it off the shot. I'm going to show you where he get hurt at right quick. Pay attention to that. Notice the people he shot on. Pay attention to that, y'all. That's why you know all of this is scripted. Notice the people who he shot on. They wear number 6 and they wear number 3. And they double teamed them. Pay attention to this. You see it right there? That's 666. The 3 6s is all it's practically saying. And notice how he's shooting a shot on them. Pay attention to that.
The handle and the 3.
And he goes out of bounds. And then he lays hurt. And notice the player, Curry wears number 30. And the player who walks to him wears number 3. And notice the player's last name is Poole. Remember when I was just talking about the Lakers and the Poole, Lakers, Poole, the great seas in which the beasts emerge out of? And Curry wears number 3. And Curry just turned 33 like a week ago. And Curry wears number 30, I'm sorry. And then the guy Poole wears number 3. That's 33 degrees of masonry. And Curry just turned 33. And you remember I was just talking about the whole aspect of Houston and Atlanta, and I'm about to delve deep into what all of this is really about. Because going back to Solomon Hill, which is crazy, Solomon Hill, pay attention to the name Solomon and how he injures King James with a leg injury. You get what I'm saying? And I'm about to delve deep into what all of that's about. I tell you, I'm about to take this deep right quick because the leg injury literally represents nothing but the whole aspect of the Roman Empire. All is practically saying when you understand a Solomon Hill is basically talking about like the temples of Solomon, and King James is representing the whole aspect of Israel and the Gentiles among Israel be undergoing the great capturing by the Roman Empire. That's all it's talking about. That's all this whole thing represents. That's why you notice all of them are getting the leg injuries. I'm gonna show you one more thing right quick too, which is crazy because a player named Christian Woods literally just crossed Draymond Green up the same game, yo. The same game he crossed up Draymond Green, and he it made it like he got a leg injury. I'm gonna play the clip and I'm gonna chime on in. Just pay attention to this right quick. Hold on. Look at this. Pay attention to that. And they thought he caught a leg injury as well. And you know and like I said, Golden State represents those refined as gold, the golden refined saints. And notice why all of their teams, everybody on their team always have leg injuries. You know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson, KD when he was there, or Kevin Durant when he was there. You had Andre Iguodala. Curry always get it. You know what I'm saying? But when you see that his name is Christian Woods, aka Christ, that's all it's deriving from. And then the wood represent aka the wilderness. You get what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep it rolling because this thing it gets crazy. Going back to the whole aspect of Solomon Hill, which literally caught my eye. Remember I said he was drafted 2013, which is the same year Kobe caught that injury as well, the leg ankle injury. And he actually is from Illinois. You know what I'm saying? And you remember back in 2013 as well. Remember LeBron James and them you remember LeBron was on the Heat at the time. Remember they played Indiana Pacers. You know what I'm saying? Remember they won that conference championship. And then when you fast forward, go back like 13 years before that, Kobe beat Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? And what's so crazy about all of this is because when you look at, like I said, the name Solomon in general, remember Solomon had his heart turned away from the Most High. Therefore, Israel underwent judgments. Remember that. The kingdom split. Hence the whole aspect of King James. You know what I'm saying? And he just turned 30 literally 2 days before he injured LeBron. Come on, y'all. And then he's from Harvey, Illinois, aka all Harvey. Remember Hurricane Harvey happened in Houston? All Harvey mean is the great harvest, harvesting of energy. And when you understand, like I said, he's from Illinois as well, which is crazy because you already know Obama is from Illinois. You know what I'm saying? He's from Honolulu, Hawaii, but he grew up in Chicago, Illinois. He was a senator of Illinois. And remember, I've been talking about the whole aspect of why Biden is in office is because Obama basically empowered him. You know what I mean? I was talking about the aspect of the beast that rises up out of the sea. Remember I showed you the Busta Rhymes video, Czar, when he was showing how the beast rose up out of the sea and he was literally put on a throne? And how Biden is doing everything that the beast of the sea would do, which is merge everything together as one with transgenderism, transhumanism. I'm going to get into all of this in a minute, but I want y'all to bear with me. But I'm going to keep it rolling because another thing got me too is how Rondo in Atlanta, the game that LeBron got hurt, Rondo and the player called Dennis Schroeder, which is crazy. Because Rondo and Dennis Schroeder both were 17 and 7. And remember when I was talking about Jeremy Lin? Jeremy Lin, how the whole aspect with the Asians and everything that they're doing right now, I'm about to get into that in a minute. But when you look at it, Jeremy Lin used to play for Atlanta. He wore number 7. And you already know on the Lakers, he wore 17. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on right here. And I remember they had a confrontation in this game, but pay attention to that. Like, come on, man. It's right in our faces. I remember, and I was talking about this too, is how Jeremy Lin, he went to Harvard. Obama went to Harvard. You get what I'm saying? Like Jeremy Lin wore number 4 in Harvard. And remember that I was talking about the number 4 on my Russell Westbrook video when I was highlighting how he always dealt with the 4, how all it represented was the aspect of like the 4 law, I mean the book of the 4 of Aleister Crowley of the Satanic Bible, man. The Satanic Commandments of high level magic, loyalty to the craft. And you see Harvard literally is nothing, like I said, the aspect of the harvest. And then when you look at it too, it's crimson, which represents nothing but the sin. You get what I'm saying? And what I'm about to do is take it even deeper on y'all right quick. Because remember during the time of Solomon, remember Ophir was called, it's just like basically the land of, it was nothing but basically the ancient Philippines where Solomon used to get all the gold and everything every 3 years. He'd get all of the gold and stuff to help build the Temple of Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? Basically from the ancient Philippines. Now, what's so deep about this, even though Jeremy Lin is from China, of course, you know, Ophir and all of that was linked up with China in that time. You know what I mean? The lands of the East. And notice how that's why they're saying, oh, we got to fight for Asian rights. I'm going to play the clip right quick and I'm going to chime on into this because it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you remember one last thing too, why everything keeps happening in Georgia is because Georgia is called the peach state. And when you understand the aspect of the peach, that's why Georgia was the face of the election, because when you understand the aspect of the peach represents nothing but the immortality. Remember on the game Crash Bandicoot when he had eat the peaches to get more health? It all represents nothing but immortality. That's why Georgia was the face of the election. And once Biden won Georgia, he won the whole thing. It was over with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to take it deep on y'all right quick because this is why all of this is happening in Atlanta as well. And that's why they had to have the shooting down there. You can go check out all 3 of my videos, mainly the third one, when I mentioned why Jeremy Lin wore number 17 when he played for when he left when he had left Atlanta, when he wore number 7, that he went to Toronto Raptors. The Raptor representing nothing but the great beast, the great dragon. You know what I mean? Like it's literally right in our face because all of that represented was nothing but the aspect of receiving the blessings. You get what I'm saying? Of basically joining in with the whole one world order when they graft in the kings of the East being that of China. And you remember like I was talking about with the Korean, with the Virginia Tech shooting, um, how the address basically was called, what was it for the college, was called Burris, and all that represents is basically being like a middle class citizen. You know what I mean? A prosperous citizen because they got grafted in. That's why I say he had wounded 17 people. And then when he killed himself, that equaled 33 people that was killed because that represented the whole aspect of the high levels of masonry, man, reaching the pyramid. You get what I'm saying? This stuff is deep. You see what I'm saying? That's why they had to literally, that's why Jeremy Lin wore 17, because that represented basically getting rewarded for being grafted in. You get what I'm saying? It basically waged war against the Saints. That's why Toronto had to play against Golden State that year, because that represented nothing but waging war against the Saints. And going back to the leg injury, all it represent was nothing but the beast that I was talking about in Revelation 13, that they are literally pulling out the seas. You know what I mean? And that's all it is, like the Roman Empire, one world order. You know what I mean? Everyone is seen as Greek or Roman. That's all it's about. And I'm about to take it even deeper because notice why Biden and Kamala Harris had to go to Atlanta to basically talk about the Asian Americans and everything. You know what I'm saying? This is what this whole thing is about. It's about grafting in the kings of the East so that they can wage war against the saints. That's scripture. That's Revelation 16. That's their whole objective, is to wage war against the saints. It's deep stuff, and I'm about to take it even deeper right quick because another thing, when you understand what I was talking about with the Solomon Hill aspect, going back to that right quick, why he had to injure King James, you know what I'm saying? Because what this is, was basically nothing but the aspect when I was just talking about how King Solomon used to get all the gold from the east. You know what I mean? From the king, basically from the east, from Ophir. And what's so deep about that is because he used to get the pearls and the gold. And when you go back to Revelation 17:4, we already seen as it's written, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, decked with gold and precious stones, pearls, and having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And I'm about to show you that because Kamala Harris, did she not wear the purple with the pearls? So they already showing you everything coming into fruition. It's all in our face. It's just about, do you see it or not? It's like all about, do you see it or not? Because another thing too, to keep this thing going with Texas, they just had a shooting out at Six Flags. Hint the whole aspect of the Six Flags. This is automatically letting you know what's about to go down.
In Arlington, we're basically witnessing
The Six Flags shooting,
a pretty
but no
fluid
one was
police
hurt.
investigation here in front of Six Flags over.
No one was hurt at the Six Flags, at the Six Flags amusement park on Six Flags Drive. The Six Flags. And I'm about to take it even deeper than that because they had another shooting out there in Texas. Texas is on fire, and I'm about to explain why. What's so deep about this is when you understand the aspect of Texas.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us as we come
They
live.
had another shooting at the Prime nightclub where 7 people got injured and a 21-year-old killed. That's 8. Did not 8 people just got shot in Atlanta? Let's keep this thing rolling. And another thing I'm about to delve deep into, which is so deep, because once Curry got hurt, they went to Memphis. Golden State went to Memphis, which is just like Memphis, Egypt. The pyramid. Golden State lost to the Grizzlies. Are we not in spiritual Egypt? As it's written in Revelation 13, the Grizzlies is what? Memphis Grizzlies is the bear. As it's written, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was as the feet of a bear. So it's all in our face. It's all about, can you see or not? And this was literally the same day that Lebron got hurt in Atlanta. And another thing about that too, when you understand the aspect of all of these things, remember the last person basically who got hurt, basically when you look at it, remember King Von died the day before election. The whole aspect of the character of King Von dying. And on November 6th, which is literally the day when Georgia was the face of election, the mighty king dies. The sacrifice of the king. And when you understand that, which is so deep, is because he died on Trinity Avenue, the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. Messiah, Son, and Holy Spirit. And the next thing I'm about to tap deeper onto this, remember that in December, this was literally like what, a couple of weeks before election, you had Jupiter and Saturn. Remember they had the great conjunction when Jupiter basically overthrew Saturn in the sky and it formed the star of Bethlehem. You already know the star of Bethlehem represents the Messiah, hence the Lone Star State. You get what I'm saying? And I'm about to take it even deeper than that right quick. Because when you understand that, which is so deep, is because remember, Zeus, when they beat the Titans, aka Saturn, what happened? Atlantis had to hold the power of had to hold the shoulders of the weight of the heavens on his shoulders. The Atlas. Hence the whole aspect of Atlanta. Why do you think Atlanta is the face of all of this activity? It's all a big ritual they're playing out right before our eyes. Do you get what I'm saying? And the next thing too, the bar that got shot up is literally on Technology Drive out in Dallas with the 8 people getting shot, 7 killed. It's on Technology Boulevard, I'm sorry. And the address is 10333. All in our face, you know what I'm saying? And another thing too is Texas right now in the whole March Madness. You know, right now Texas have 7 teams in the whole playoff bracket, and one of the teams is literally number seed 6, and the other one is 3, and the other one is 13, and so forth. Hint the whole aspect of the 13 bloodlines, the number 6 for Texas Tech. Like, come on, yo, it's all in our face. This is why Biden is saying he has no plans to deal with the Texas Mexican border with people cross. I'm basically at the border right now, and then I'm actually gonna play the clip of this because, dude, this whole video is all just a big scam. I'm gonna play the clip and chime in. First, look at the pyramid hands position he's doing, and look at the microphone. It's like he's on another plane. Like, this is literally like a hologram. Look at this.
Not at the moment.
Look at that. This is a hologram. Come on, y'all. Like, how stupid do they think we are? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that tripped me out too, is how Kobe in 2013, he was literally what, 34 years old? If I'm not mistaken, like 34. Yeah, like 35, 34. And what is LeBron? He's 36. He just turned 36. So it's just like, can you see what's going on? It's no mistake how everything is happening the way it is. You know what I mean? It's no mistake. Because like I was talking about right quick, for those who don't probably remember, Crash Bandicoot, remember I was saying how Georgia is literally nothing but the face, you know what I'm saying? It's literally nothing but the face of all of the activity going on. It represents is the peach state, and you already know peaches is for immortality. Like, I really just want to touch on this, you know what I'm saying? It's really deep how all the stuff they're doing. I'm actually gonna play something right quick too. And notice how back in 2007, how Atlanta and Texas was beefing. Aspect of Pimp C being an underground king, you know what I mean? And when you understand that whole aspect, all that's basically is saying like the Lone Star, you know what I'm saying, of the East. That's all it's really saying. You know, the Star of Bethlehem, the Lone Star State. Pay attention to this.
No dope. And the next thing is this. Say, man, I'm from Texas, man. I'm from the game. Them prices that them boys talking about, man, them boys ain't got no prices like that in no Atlanta. And if you do,
like, you gotta pay attention to how deep this stuff goes, y'all. Like, it's real deep. Remember he was saying Atlanta is not a part of the South? Like, I'm just saying, like, you gotta really pay attention to what all of this stuff, all of these codes that's out here. You know what I mean? But I'm actually going to end that right here. I just really want to just touch on this topic. Thank you for watching Hide and Seek TV. Much more is coming. Peace.